Good evening, SpeedGaming, and welcome to a Week 2 tournament. Week 2 of the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament between TruantGamer and cUstOm. Joining me on commentary tonight is Neo No Name. Welcome.
Oh, well, thank you, Catastrophe. It is a pleasure to be here watching these two great runners doing their work out of the high rule bracket. Both of them did a great job in their first round, advanced to the second round, and one of them's gonna head on out tonight, and the other one's gonna move on even further.
Yeah, that's right. This round of the tournament, it's best of one. So the winner goes on. Loser is sadly eliminated. But yeah, it's been quite a fight to just get this far. You know, the 6 rounds of Swiss and winning your first round match. You know, no shame in going home now. Looks like our runners are ready. 4 seconds.
All right, beautiful. As we get started here, we'll do a little bit of a stream syncing in the background here, but we got them both starting off in the forest, and we're going to get a quick peek over at that desert cave.
Oh, wood sword in the first cave. I haven't seen that yet this tournament. I've seen a lot of crazy things. I've never seen 20-second wood sword. First check, both runners. Dang. Oh, get a bomb drop.
Very nice.
Gets a bomb drop. Number 1 on the global is a bomb drop. So if you make sure the first thing you kill in every seed is a bomb dropper, it's got a chance to drop bombs. No manipulation necessary. Oh, and take any's, or any roads rather. Oh, that's kind of nice. Okay, Candle Row, pretty good.
Yeah, this is a pretty good catch for TruantGamer early on, getting that drop over with the. Oh, never mind. cUstOm with the wand as the Armos item. Oh man.
Wow. Okay. So TruantGamer, that's funny. Any road number 4 took Truant right out by the Armos, and we'll probably now also get that wand. There we go. So, wow. 2 pieces of offense in the first minute and a half. That's even more incredible than wood sword in first check. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm about to say, and the only other thing we need now is like, where's our candle? cUstOm just found the candle. It's been 2 minutes.
Oh, that's fantastic. This is a great setup for everybody.
Yeah. Imagine if cUstOm didn't get a random bomb drop, or Truant didn't get a random bomb drop, and you couldn't find that cheap 40 rupee candle right there. That could be a medium secret. It was a small secret that rolled up. But if that was a medium secret, there's your candle. Wow. That's fantastic. You know, maybe we get the rest of the rupees right here. We go back, we buy the candle, we efficiently route the rest of the overworld. I'm just dreaming, but let me dream. You know. Wow. Fantastic. Oh,
yeah, it could be really jetty, or I just realized I had been muted for a while here. My apologies, but it could be really jetty, really early on, and that's all looking really exciting right now with what we have. This offense coming in at a very early point. There's not really a lot of divergence at this stage because of that offense, other than that check on the any roads. And otherwise, we're in a pretty good spot. And for people who are new to this flag set, I imagine you've all seen it once or twice before at this point. But that candle that we found, you're going to have to spend cash on that candle. You're not getting a freebie in this flag set. Right. So having that at 42 is real nice.
Yeah. It can roll up, and you still have to buy it. So, well, unless it's not required, unless you find a red candle, but you pretty much have to plan on buying it. So, yeah, oh, we're going to see a route divergence here. It looks like Truant's going to do 1Q5 and the waterfall. Whereas cUstOm is now going to do the any roads. That's interesting. Alright. What is Truant gonna find over here? You know, also those any roads are pretty decent.
Yeah, they're really not bad. They have some good distribution. I mean, 2 of them are kind of near each other over in the Lost Hills, but the rest of it, good distribution. And I mean, that's just catching up cUstOm on the same information that Truant has. But now we're getting those forest checks from cUstOm, and while Truant's going and checking out that waterfall area, this could be some good stuff that we're seeing.
Yep, anything could be level 1, anything could be white sword item, big secret, I don't know. Oh, you know what cUstOm is also going to probably check is the coast item. That can be valuable information. I think I like cUstOm's route. Oh, a letter. Okay. Good to find that. Not the first thing we're going to buy, but, you know, it's good to make sure you can spend the money when you're capped.
Absolutely. Not a ton going on over at the waterfall area. So out we go. Truant's going to spend a little bit of poking around, though, not necessarily in the key parts of the forest itself. Maybe we're going west up here.
Yeah,
definitely looking for more bombs.
We might be farming the 12 rupees to buy the candle, because Truant is now walking towards the candle, it looks like. Oh no, farming bombs off of these red gorillas. Okay, getting money instead. You know, now we're just a 5er. And Truant's killed enough enemies that maybe the 10th enemy dropping the blue rupee thing is about to happen, and you know,
I think he actually ran into that, unfortunately, when he was trying to kill one of the red gorillas and go ahead and manage to get a bomb drop, but we got a rupee there. cUstOm, by the way, finds that raft on the coast. And Truant's got the cash now for a candle and is not far from it.
Yeah, it looks like cUstOm is doing the same thing. Walking. I like cUstOm's route because cUstOm got a couple more checks done and a little bit more information while also getting the money for the candle. You know, cUstOm got it by hitting medium secrets. Truant will probably now use his candle to get the same checks in the same way. Very good routing by both runners, even though they took different routes. Of course, both runners also out of bombs.
Yeah, I was going to say, cUstOm managed to find that nice blue Octorok screen. And while it didn't do anything for him on this run around, at the very least, he now knows where that is. So we have a couple, quad blue Octoroks going on, not too far from where start is. So there's a few different bomb farming opportunities if things get a little bit messy this seed. And incidentally on that one, keeping it, by the way, a candle blocked candle is always funny. But keeping in mind on that one too is our bomb upgrades are going to go and roll vanilla-ish today. Which means we're gonna be looking at levels 5 and 7 for our bomb upgrades in some capacity, not anywhere else across the board. So, could make it worth it to go do some digs at those levels that we wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, good use of money if you don't have to buy anything else. If your candle is cheap, if you find silvers before you buy wood arrow, you know, if you take a potion from a take any, I got nothing else to spend on your money. Absolutely. You can always use bombs in level 9 and every other dungeon, it seems like. So, yeah.
Yeah. And while we're going through and we're getting fired off, I want to point out two very quick things. One about the flag set, one a little operational. Flag set wise, you can actually see this in the upper right-hand corner. Oh, I'll get to it in a second. cUstOm finding level 1 under a burn bush.
Everyone's favorite.
So those
the flag set.
Yeah, that there's an any key. I keep getting distracted. Look at that. What a find. Now you don't have to spend money on keys. Oh, goodness.
One of the most powerful items in the game. Oh, and here's a Triforce. You don't
Yeah, it's dig dog or block to just grab it and go. Grab it and go. And you know what? You got one of the best items that you can possibly get for early game right there. You're going ahead and you're picking up a Triforce, and you may not need all of the Triforces in this set. As a matter of fact, you will range anywhere from 5 to 8 Triforces needed, and we're going to find out when we find level 9. Incidentally, in the upper right-hand corner where we have that saying 5 to 8 Triforces, that will get updated by our fantastic tracker, Malkier, who's going to be keeping us in completely honest this game and has been ensuring that we have everything updated and visible for you guys to watch and for us to go ahead and stay accurate.
Yeah, thank you, Malkier, for volunteering to track. Tracker's the MVP. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, right, I think we've seen enough of these bomb walls that we're not going anywhere in one at this stage.
No, Truant was just farming for bombs to try to bomb. Truant's doing the same thing cUstOm did, wants to check these bomb walls.
Yep.
He's now out of bombs, unfortunately. Level 6.
Ooh, at that burn bush just south of the desert, over in the forest, the one that has that like neat little split down the middle. There's a name for it, I think. I don't know, but it'll give us a little bit of an opportunity to check something a little larger. And that's not pleasant.
I kind of like what TruantGamer's doing here, even though it's costing time. This one room, oh wow, well, paid for it. This one room here next to start has 6 bomb droppers that all die to a single wand hit. And if you up A without leaving the room, they don't save as defeated. So you can kill all 6, up A, kill all 6, up A, kill all 6, up A. And now TruantGamer is full on bombs. Oh, hint shot.
And finding that same hint shop that Custom found, we can't figure out what that means until we have the book, and we're gonna go find that somewhere at some point today. Could be one of our many overworld items. Actually, only the white sword item is left. And it could be hiding inside one of our dungeons. But until then, we're going to get nothing but nonsense from these old men.
Yep.
And this level 6 that Custom is in, we have... Not only do we have Wizrobes, we also have Dark Nuts. 2 of the worst enemy sets in a level 6, which is... It can be so big, it rivals 8s and 9s in terms of size.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only going to be one item that we care about in here because every level is guaranteed to have a heart. It's a mess.
Yeah, so Custom also... I'm not sure if the red Wizrobes may have rolled up. I couldn't tell if the bomb alone was killing it or if Custom got an extra hit. But the case did roll up. So, that's not nice. Truant is taking the same connector instead of using the any key. I find that interesting.
It made a recognition immediately that maybe that's not the optimal right now. Let's do a little bit more poking around before we go digging. So choosing to dig this 6 early, I got some questions about that. I don't dislike it, mind you. I'm normally a very big fan of digging one of the big dungeons early, but this 6 has messy combat, and it's a 6. You haven't even really... I mean, it's 10 minutes in, right? You haven't even seen much of the overworld.
I agree. Oh, just like you said, Truant is in 7. Yeah, I agree. This 6 could take forever. It could have nothing we need. It could be a 5 to 7 Triforce game, and it could have a boomerang. So, yeah, I think I agree with checking more of the overworld. At the very least, you'll get another heart container from an old man, right? Why are we digging 6 on 3 hearts? Green mail. Like,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, you've got a wand, but, you know... Make it easier on yourself.
This blue Dark Nut combat is not exactly pretty over on TruantGamer side, so that means, incidentally, that Wizrobe Dark Nut set that we're going to have, and oh my goodness, I guess it was worth it.
Wow.
Take that book.
Now, this is interesting because Custom's primary combat right now is that wand, and the book makes the wand worse. So, but, I mean, hints right here, let's do this. Step over the water to reach the heart container. So we have a ladder-blocked dungeon or a ladder block in a dungeon. That's interesting.
See what else we pull off. We don't have enough cash for the other 2.
Oh! All right. Well, what's our last hint? Because we're going to save and retry to save scum our money here. Oh! Ladder also required for Magic Boomerang.
Interesting.
But ladder also required for Raft. So we know that none of those hints are talking about the coast item. That's really interesting. Custom now also finding level 7. Let's see if Custom maybe wants to stay longer than Truant did. For the same reasons you were saying, don't dig 6 this early in the race. Truant went a couple rooms in 7, said, nah, I'm good. You know, whatever's in here, it's not free, and bailed. Let's see if Custom maybe does the same thing. Truant found a compass, and the Triforce is way up in the top row. I believe under the first E or under the first V. Let's see what Custom does. Yeah, okay, so the connectors don't lead anywhere near the Triforce. Custom doesn't have the compass anyway. Okay, well, I can see why Truant bailed on this 7 in favor of checking all these candle spots. You know, some races, Neo, 12 minutes in, we're just finding the wood sword. You know, if it's on Death Mountain or at the grave or something awful. These runners have already been in like 3 different dungeons, got a couple of items. Wand. Yeah, great start.
Yeah, I mean, we had mentioned, you know, quote unquote, maybe being Jetty out here. At the end of it all, like, it's going to be... It could be made incredibly difficult in the dungeons, and we've already seen what combat's going to look like in some regards. We have this dungeon and presumably and 6 all have the Wizrobe and Dark Nut set, and that can show up 0 more times, or it could show up 3 more times across these dungeons, which could make things a complete mess.
Yeah, and, you know, different dungeons can also roll like, oh, the path to the Triforce is 4 rooms in, and then the path to the Triforce is 14 rooms in. It's like, oh, thanks, game. So there's a wide variety of, you know, how long these levels will take. It's not all logic, you know, it's some seeds are just longer than others. So
especially when we run into the 5 Triforce requirements, for instance, then it's so much luck comes into the play here, and incidentally, custom. Here's where I think we're going to see something. One of the most interesting. Oh, custom, you're in big trouble, man.
It was near the Triforce though. I think he tried to bomb into it, didn't work. Maybe wanted to bomb south, but got cornered by those blue wizards.
Yeah,
couldn't do it. As you were saying,
oh yeah, so he's got the book over on custom side, right? Truant didn't actually go ahead and do the dig to go and get that. So we've managed to pull off the hints that we. Oh, and here we go, 3 over on Truant's side. We got hints. Now we're gonna get at least 1 hint in every dungeon, unless it's stolen by a mugger or some such or similar. But you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna find a hint in every dungeon, so that automatically has the opportunity, not the guarantee, but the opportunity to give custom more information. And here's our French vanilla red candle in 7.
Probably would have rather found anything else. So that means that custom has now. But you know what though? 15 minutes in, and custom's already dug the items out of 6 and 7. I don't think that's ever happened to this tournament. That's actually kind of incredible if you think about it.
It's not only is it fantastically useful. Yeah, they weren't, and they were in Wizrub dungeons. Yeah. It's been a mess. Oh, we're gonna find an item in 3 or a segment. Oh, we're gonna find a segment.
It's a segment. Level 3 shouldn't have staircases unless it has to, and it looks like it has to. Oh, that's a gross connector. That does not take us near the Triforce. Could it be multiple segmented? Oh no.
Interesting. I don't like what I see on custom side. So that's a lava moat room, and while you can clip up or over to the right-hand side, and that's not in logic to be able to do that, going left from there is, and then bombing that wall. So we could put ourselves in kind of a messy spot if it turns out we are, in fact, ladder blocked in 7. And oh, by the way, we didn't quite mention it, but there were more hints found over on Truant's side to the left of start by that arrow, by the normal start cave. So custom's going to make his way there eventually. Oh, yeah.
We get to see what those hints are. So it's interesting. So ignoring the hint for the book, we know that there is a hint saying that the magic boomerang and 1 other item is ladder blocked.
Yeah.
We don't know what that means yet.
We could be seeing that as crazy as, hey, both of those items are in the same dungeon. That dungeon's on one of the river spots, or could be, maybe it's an 8 that it's referencing, or a 9 that it's referencing, or maybe just 2 different dungeons get a little bit messy inside. But either way, if I read something like that, my gut is telling me it's time for me to be hunting that ladder.
Yep. 2 hints for the ladder is not a coincidence. So, what was it? I already forgot the item. It wasn't a particular.
The heart container.
Heart container. That's it. So the coast heart and the magic boomerang are ladder blocked. Interesting. On the other hand, now, if I do find a dungeon in those river spots, not digging. Recorder. Okay.
Recorder.
That's
3,
good for logic. In this flag set, that blocks a lot of checks. Any of the second quest spots can open. Not all of them will, but it's a good 8 or 9 spots, I think. I forget that, and some of them have to open actually. So it's pretty good. Oh, not to mention we can get through that dig dogger in level 1. If you think your bow is in level 1.
That's true.
Yeah, could still be back there. Let's see if Truant gets a door into the Triforce. No, it's a connector? Can we just bomb it? Okay, we can bomb it.
That's got to be another segment over there.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Blue dark nuts. Could be worse, though. Could be worse.
Would have loved to have seen the map of this 3. Oh, Custom found the second hint shop. Doing the math, it's going to take 3 save and quits to get all 3 hints.
That's a lot.
Come back later.
Yeah. Early game, it's good to be able to do that, but let's get a little exploration done over in this area first before we dig into that.
Now we can afford 2 hints per save and quit.
Yeah.
Good.
So we got Truant grabbing that Triforce out of 3. That is technically taking our Triforce lead right now while we go and get a check over on Death Armos. Now, if we
extra Death Armos, look at this. The Moblin has
there's
a
our White
on
Sword
Death
info.
Mountain. White Sword hint. Not something that usually comes into play during this tournament, but hey, important. So we know our White Sword item. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, he said on Death Mountain. That's not the river, right?
No, it's not. So
the river counts on the river.
It's on the river, exactly. So our white, it was Magical Boomerang was the one that was ladder blocked. So we don't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah. Truant is cashing in that recorder. I think this is a bit of a gamble. I mean, I know there's one more item left in one, but you kind of have no reason to backtrack until the seed forces you to. But I like it though. It's fun.
Yeah. Plus, he took a death anyways. He was back at start. One is so close to start. And there's only another item in here, but there's a heart, and he is at the lowest possible threshold to be able to access the white sword item.
The white sword boomerang, as cUstOm knows it, yeah. cUstOm is now in 3, should probably get that recorder. I hope we get to see a map. That would be fun.
That'd be very interesting to see a map here.
I want to see that extra segment. I mean, I think there has to be another segment, because that staircase north of the Triforce room doesn't connect to anything.
Yeah,
but I'm most excited to see this item in one. Heart container. Yep, that has to be
heart.
There. Good thing we got that any key, huh? How many? If the any key wasn't here, how far into the negative do you think both runners would be at this time? Maybe like -4. There's 2 more locked doors. Oh, ladder block. No game. Don't do this to Truant. Oh, bomb wall.
Oh, there's a way around, maybe.
Mapless magic bomb wall. Oh, there's the map.
Oh, you gotta love those.
Oh, it's a linear one. So we're not getting around. We're not getting around the ladder block. So the real item in one that's not the heart container is ladder blocked. Oh, it could be the magic boomerang. It could be.
It could be.
It could be the extra heart container. All right, the coast heart.
Yeah, the plus side is it's ladder blocked, so you know it's not the ladder, right? And when we haven't anything particularly compelling that says I have to get the ladder, other than the vibe of all these blocks feel like ladder stuff, it's still very much a. You probably still want to be finding that ladder.
cUstOm pushing that block extra long, extra hard. Does not push.
You gotta be sure.
Yeah, gotta be extra sure. I already forget what the item in 3 was, even though I saw it just a minute ago.
I believe it's in like the northwest of level 3-ish. Or maybe it's like the north middle maybe. But it's up there in 3. That's the important part. Yeah, you get that compass. There you go.
So maybe connector required? Not quite sure. Yep, Malkier in chat, our wonderful tracker, saying at least 3 segments, 2 sets of transports. Yep, I believe it. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Ooh,
cUstOm not having the recorder yet.
Found. Oh, now Truant's checking recorder spots. Trying to push that recorder. I mean, why not? If you think it's... Ooh, big secret. Didn't quite cap, so that's pretty good to find. Excuse me. Wow, 112. So slightly larger than normal. Okay. Officially capped. Give me a blue ring. Oh, there's the map.
A map in 3. Well, you're not bombing up there.
Well, that's why that bomb wall didn't open. That's interesting. So now, what dungeon goes in the middle of that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we're going to have to see a bunch more dungeons.
Yeah. I'm trying to see which other dungeons fit in there, and that's going to be exciting. Because, when you have one awkwardly shaped, quadruple segmented dungeon, how do the dungeons fit together on one big map? Well, you have to have another awkwardly segmented dungeon that fits inside of that, and then it snowballs, so
yeah,
that's gross. Oh, Truant buys that blue ring, just coincidentally finds it in a recorder lake, 1Q7. That's pretty lucky. I don't think Truant knew that was there.
No, and it did luck out, and I was even thinking, with all that cash, you could do it. They have, oh, by the way, level 4 is on Death Mountain. That's good to know. You could go ahead and do the blue ring, but these guys have been doing so well with combat and such that I'm actually a slight bit surprised to go and see that activity.
Yeah, I mean, with 6 and 7 in the rearview mirror, that's some or all of your Wizrobe Dark Nut dungeons. But then again, Truant does only have 4 or 5 hearts, so, I can kind of see it, maybe you just don't find any more hearts ever. And you end up going into 9 with 7 hearts. I've seen it before. You could... Oh, 5 is by Vanilla 1. at the edge of Candle Row.
So we have cUstOm that's about to go ahead and pick up his Triforce here, but that hint we just saw is perfect example of where that book is going to be making a difference so far in this game. cUstOm knows that Death Mountain is now part of the plan, unless we don't need all 8 Triforces, which is very possible.
Yep, very possible. On the other hand, if you've dug levels 1, 3, 6, and 7, you probably want to find 2 or 4 next. So being promised a dungeon on Death Mountain, I think makes it a lot more fun. So I might be tempted to go for the guaranteed level 4 and see if 9 just happens to be next to it. We'll see how our runners choose to route it.
Exactly, and it's not terribly far from routing because, you go to the grave right after this, or you go to the Dead Woods into the grave. It's not and then Death Mountain's right there. And as long as you're holding on to your bombs, you're in a pretty good spot, all things considered.
Yep. TruantGamer finds a staircase heart in 5, so that means our item will be on the floor. Don't know where, but cUstOm also going back into 1, also wants to turn that recorder from 3 into an instant item check. Interesting that both players made this gamble. Maybe it's less of a gamble than I thought. I don't know.
It's close to start. It's there, right? You can always pop in and peek in and see what you got, and you are guaranteed that one item in that heart. Though, to be fair, I would probably wouldn't have done it myself either. So if this ends up being the bow, then, I'll have a little egg on my face at the end. But regardless, they got a little ladder block going on anyways.
Yeah, it's funny that, it's interesting though, is cUstOm has the hints and Truant doesn't. So I wonder if cUstOm will be like, okay, well, I got the heart container and the real item is ladder blocked. And cUstOm is like, I got hints saying that there are 2 garbage items ladder blocked. And level 1 is ladder blocked. So unless the seed has a lot of jokes, level 1 has a junk item in it, right? You actually write Magic Boomerang in 1 on your tracker at that point and just be like, it'll never happen,
That's a fantastic point. If I was cUstOm with those hints, I think that's exactly what I would do, is say, hey, we're not going back into 1 until we decide that we can't find the bow somewhere else.
Yeah. cUstOm up A's out of 1 doesn't find the magic bomb wall to the map. Does not realize that is the correct choice, but it is the correct choice. So it's funny, Truant and cUstOm have different pieces of the information on level 1, but both reach the same correct conclusion with only partial information. Oh, Truant is already on Death Mountain, doesn't know it's got level 4 in it, just coincidentally the next thing Truant happened to walk into. I think actually Truant's going to go left first, then come back.
Yeah, I think we'll get a grave check first. He's down to 3 bombs right now. The work in Death Mountain, you either have to have a great force or such, and I think his global's at 5 right now. Which, if that's the case, he can try to kill that red gorilla and hope that all pans out up there. But otherwise, you're in a kind of a bad spot.
You're counting Truant's global? Oh my god. I can't even count my own global when I play.
I saw a clock drop a moment ago from a bomb dropper, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. That means 4? I don't know.
The clock drops on 3, and then 6 would be the next one where a bomb can drop. Level 8 in the grave.
So I think was that at 1Q6? I wasn't quite.
That is
watching.
At 1Q6.
All right. Looks like
this one here.
cUstOm is heading the same direction. I don't know what I'm going to tell our runners in the post-race interview. I'm going to be like, yeah, you both did the same thing at the same time and spent the same amount of time doing it. That's been the story of the seed so far. So, yeah, if you're tuning in late, just coming into the channel now, cUstOm dug the items out of 6 and 7. Truant dipped a little earlier, and I don't know, is that really it? Well, now Truant being an 8 for this long maybe is a significant difference.
Big differentiator with the positioning that they've chosen to have right now. And I gotta bombs 12. I gotta tell you, I like this from Truant. I would go and go into this 8 and lean into this 8. Because you're in the grave. The grave is right there for Death Mountain. I know you don't have the hints for it, but if you leave here with bombs, then that's a good thing for you. Not to mention the bow on the ground.
That bow flickered for a single frame, but I saw it. Truant just got Y-forced by the bow. Okay. Well, now 8's a great play.
Yeah. This is I would stay here, I would clean this thing out, and I would move on. That bow was not that hard to get, mind you. So that if you got to sit back and think that your opponent's going to come in and find that as well. But a little bit of a dig, get the Triforce. You don't know how many you need, but you only got 2 under your belt right now. You know you got some blocks going on out there, particularly with 5. Like, I would pick up this Triforce.
I would also pick up this Triforce. I agree. Level 8's a pretty tall dungeon to dig, but you can record her back if the silvers are the second item, you know. No big deal. Oh, good, a map.
Ooh.
Well, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's huge, but at least it's single segmented, potentially.
Yeah, and potentially we don't even... Yeah.
Yeah. There can be magic staircases and such, but... You know. Did cUstOm find a hard ladder block in 5? Is that why Truant didn't get anything out of it?
I thought that's what we ran into. Now, maybe we didn't quite see confirmation of it being a hard ladder block, but I thought we did.
Yeah. Maybe, is this a connector that'll take us out? No, it's an... Okay, no, it's a stair item. Truant did find this.
I do love cUstOm's eggplant from Ice Climbers over there, by the way.
Yes. Very good custom sprite, and still has that vertical line for the shield, so that screen wraps are the same visually. I caught that. Okay, we got a stair heart in 8, but we've already found the bow on the floor, so all right. So we know our other item will be in a staircase as well.
All right, yeah, that's looking. We can't bomb up in that room on custom side. That's it for 5. We are done. We are ladder blocked officially. So
both runners have that information now. Interesting. And you know, there's another reason to dig 8, because Truant probably knows this. Let's say it's 6 or 7 Triforces required, right? And like the Triforce in 5 and 8, God forbid, are, you know, ladder block. So you have to either get the ladder or every other Triforce. So I mean, again, more of a reason to just get every other Triforce.
Yeah, I'd go rocking and rolling for this one. Hopefully we come across 9 relatively soon and know where it is we need to end up in terms of final Triforce count. But yeah, rocking and rolling. Now, custom's checking out those different recorder checks, which is useful, but maybe a little bit of a detriment, right? I mean, Truant's in 8. Truant found the bow. If Truant finds anything else interesting in this 8, the longer it takes custom to get there, the further ahead that's going to put Truant.
Yeah, and you know, I think Truant did check many of these recorder checks too, because I remember Truant doing Deadwoods, and I remember Truant doing the check south of level 5, that recorder spot near start. So, I mean, yeah, custom is just retreading ground that Truant has already covered, I believe. I mean, you're looking for 9. 9 could be anywhere. Why not here? Why not the next screen? So, I mean, I'm sure that's what our players really want to find at this point. They need that information about level 9, because it greatly guides your digs. So,
yeah, and with this whole tournament that we've been running right now, as people will see, like we're looking at the 5 seed versus the 37 seed right here, but we've been getting upsets all over the place, left and right. And I say upsets, someone with a lower seeding beating somebody with a higher seeding. I mean, realistically, everybody who's in this tournament is doing a fantastic job, and they've really, everyone, both brackets, fantastic job in terms of what we have for skill. But these changes from the lower seed overtaking the higher one, the flags create some craziness, you know, and that's all very reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, and plus our Swiss rounds, you know, we only had 6 rounds of Swiss, and there were not many 6-0 and 5-1 players. But there were a ton of 4-2 players, you know, and a ton of 3-3 players. So a lot of players got seeded, like, you know, way lower based on tiebreakers, but they were still 5-1 or 4-2. And the difference, you know, maybe wasn't that sharp. And, you know, different players with different amounts of practice, different opponent strengths. You know, that could affect why you went 4-2. If you went, if you got like, you know, if you got, you know, paired up against other extremely good players in the top 4 randomly. So yeah, so I don't put a lot of stock into seed necessarily. Like, yeah, some very good people seeded like 32nd or in the bottom half. So But yeah, no, this might be our strongest field. Oh, we're finally seeing the hints. 1 has the white sword, so that ladder block in 1 isn't even.
Ladder block, yeah.
It's not even. And another
Wow,
ladder
there's going to be
block.
ladder blocks all over this seed.
Oh my goodness. So the ladder blocks the red ring, the white sword, the magic boomerang, and the coast heart. And the silvers! What? Fred,
Well,
what are you doing today?
Let's add some more fun on top of that. Truant is going ahead and grabbing his Triforce out of 8. The second or the third, technically, because the heart was there. The third item in 8 is ladder block. So it could be any one of those things we just saw. He cannot get that item. It's in the top right-hand corner of 8.
Where is our ladder? Could our ladder be the white sword item?
We know that the ladder is not the white sword item. We know that that's the boomerang. So it's got to be hanging around in one of these things. And yeah, and chat points out the ladder is not necessarily required. There are a few exceptions where something gets the hint for the ladder block, but it isn't technically ladder block. As in, it's like an alternate route to go there. Some things like turnstiles particularly go ahead and disrupt that and all. So it's possible, but pretty unlikely from what we've seen from some of the data here that that's going to end up being the case. So if I were them, I mean, it's time to go looking and see what else we can go find here as fast as possible.
Yeah, so what's blocked so far? Second item in 8, first item in 1, 5. I'm just making a list of dungeons. 1, 8, 5. We know 6. We know 7. Does this mean that ladder has to be in 2 or 4?
Yeah, I think it actually does.
Yeah. Okay, so ladder has to be in one of the dungeons nobody's found yet. Although I think Truant might be close to finding 4. Gonna want a global off of these Lionels.
Okay.
Please give me a global off these Lionels.
And we know that 4 is in Death Mountain, so cUstOm knows 4 is in Death Mountain. So 4 is the play he's doing right now, right? Which is great if you find either one of those levels up here, but that's absolutely where he's at. Oh, and there's 2 instead of 4. Ooh.
Okay, so 4 is on West Death Mountain. Truant left early due to a lack of bombs. That's tragic. Truant was so close to finding level 4. I hope he gets up there soon, or otherwise stumbles into 2. Meanwhile, oh my goodness. What were you saying earlier, Neo, about the whiz robes in every dungeon? It looks like it is happening after all.
The whiz robes here, that's set. The whiz robes in Dark Nuts, they have to be in a minimum of 2 dungeons, and they can be in a maximum of 5. I think this is the 4th one that we've seen so far. So, on the plus side, odds are level 9 is not going to be this unfriendly, right?
That's a good point. Level 9 could have easy combat in it. To answer a question in chat, why was Link teleporting from side map to others? There's a glitch in this game where you can wrap around the screen. And when you wrap around the screen, you can, leave the right side, come in the left, or sometimes leave the left and come in the right. And that lets you scroll the screen, sometimes even through a solid wall. Walls are suggestions, if you're a speedrunner. It doesn't work in all cases. More often than not, you get stuck in a wall, but there's a couple established places where Z1R runners will consistently scroll the screen like that. Mm-hmm.
And realistically, it's a testament to this community, the fact that almost everybody who you see on these races is not only aware of all the spots that you can pull it off, but also frequently does those types of activities. Because it is not easy. You have to be on the perfect pixel, and which pixel that is changes based on whether Link's feet are together or apart. And then you have to go ahead and make a tap on your D-pad for exactly 1 frame. If you're going from right to left, you can swing your sword or use another item and get a little bit of a buffer from left to right of an extra frame. But it's a mess to do it, and that shows a lot of practice and a lot of skill from the people who are throwing this off.
Yeah, it is. It can be a hard trick to execute for sure. Got to be very confident in your D-pad skills to get Link to stop on the right pixel and then do a 1-frame tap. I do a little flick on my D-pad is how I do mine.
Yeah.
Okay, Truant buying bombs.
Thumbnail scrape.
Does this mean? Yeah. Does this mean Truant is going back to Death Mountain? I wonder. Does Truant have any recorder spots nearby that might be useful? Meanwhile, this level 2 is giving Custom the business. Kind of force you to full dig this too. Oh, Manhandla. Ooh, left a pin behind. Gonna clean it up with the wand. Alright. It doesn't look like that was our item. Where is the item? Was the item in that blue wizrobe room we skipped? Oh, no.
I think we're going to have to clear blue wizrobes. We're going to start with the grid room because there's only 3 of them, but
yeah,
it's not going to be great. Oh, maybe we're not going to start with that. Maybe we're going to go try something else here first. We're going to take the transport? Yeah, I guess we are.
Let's check that one-off segment. Let's go. Let's put the ladder in the one-off segment of level 2. Here we go. Nope. This room does not drop an item. It's the single block room. The Custom will just up A out of it. Now has fewer hearts for... Well, this could decide the race here. If 2 has the ladder or 4 has the ladder. Because I think Truant has to find 4 now. Okay, it's the screen north of here. Truant has to find 4 now. Custom is checked everywhere else on Death Mountain. Of course, Truant does not know. He's about to find 4. Nope, found a potion shop.
Oh, Dig Duggar gazes by a lake. That's fantastic. We didn't know that. Oh, wait, we did. But, like, not the most helpful hint, but it's good to have it. All the hints are technically helpful, as in they are truthful. Doesn't mean that they are actually going to help us at all. Yeah. There's that boomerang, by the way.
Yeah, especially by the time you find him. We found the white sword boomerang, guys. Well, that's good for Truant, actually, because Truant didn't have that information. So that's actually really good. All right, level 4 in the last possible spot. Truant could have found it.
All right, Custom is picking up that Triforce in 2. I hope Custom goes back in. Like this is a you got to go back in situation. So
I think Custom used the Triforce to get a health refill to get an advantage on the blue wizrobes. So now
here's where we're gonna see like our.
Yeah.
Oh, go please.
Oh, and now we go back and kill the blue wizrobes, and hopefully, you know. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you made your comment about it being a big difference on who has the ladder or not. I'll even throw one further on you. I'm taking a look at what we have left on the table here, and that's actually exactly where I was going. I was saying if it's the power bracelets that's hanging out in there, and that's the only thing I think we have left right now that has not been confirmed ladder blocked in some way other than the ladder. So it was almost certainly the power bracelet. The power bracelet is going to open up more overworld for Truant, but more overworld's not what Truant needs right now. Truant needs to go to 2 and go ahead and pick up that ladder, because that ladder has to be in 2 at this stage of the game. So if anything, this is actually going to be a detractor from what Truant's up to.
Yeah, I agree. Truant will probably check the... there's one screen south of here. That's a push block. And then hopefully Truant go... I'm sorry, it's one screen south of here that's a push block. And then hopefully Truant decides to check Middle Death Mountain, because that's where 2 is. Oh, hey, that's kind of nice, actually. We know where Mags is. Oh, okay, Truant did not go straight to Death Mountain. Might be going straight to Mags, actually. We did find Mags. Yeah, I think Truant is going... I think Mags were near start. There it is.
There's that ladder.
Did, in fact, guard the ladder. Truant accidentally confirmed it for us right before Custom found it. So that still doesn't tell Custom where his bow is, nor his silvers, because it's funny. So remember what I said about, no, Custom's going for the white sword.
He knows it's there, but he also doesn't have a lot of 1 left as far as he can tell, right? Because he's already been through, 8 rooms, give or take, at this stage of the game with a ladder block? I mean, he's got to put the... He's got to see that the effort can pay off, especially knowing that the wizrobes and the dark nuts are all over the place. No, that is not a pickup at 11.
Custom making a play for the white sword, Truant making a play for the magical sword at the same time, gets denied on the 40% chance. Gonna need at least 1 more heart container to get another shot at that. But yeah, we've seen from TruantGamer's map that there's only 1 screen to the right and 2 screens to the left. So, it's going to have to be one of those spots. But yeah, I'm afraid that TruantGamer is going to check all the push blocks. Maybe check Death Mountain last, and then find 2 in a not push block spot. You know what, though? We could still find 9 in like a push block on Lost Hills. That would be a game changer, because I don't think Custom will miss the power bracelet in 4 unless Custom thinks he's in go mode, but you wouldn't think you're in go mode until you found 9. I don't know. A lot of variables here.
I mean, he's got the hint about the silver arrows being blocked by a ladder, right? And so, granted, maybe you wouldn't invest the time and the energy and the effort into going ahead and checking out that just open stair that's just sitting there over in 4, right? Because it wasn't blocked by the ladder, so you're going to think that that's not going to be what you need. It's not anything you need. But on the other hand, you know, going back to the whole you don't know, that power bracelet could easily be it.
So where's custom going next? Recording to... Oh, Truant is trying to screen wrap over to Death Mountain, but is low on health.
That's a tough
High on
screen.
maximum HP, low on current HP. Okay, so Custom is probably going to West Death Mountain. Yeah. Truant might be fluting to 8, and then walking to 2 from there, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna check out the
walking to 2.
But yeah, very very possible. Checking out the connector over in Death Mountain over on Custom side, but he is running real low on bombs right now.
Yeah, we didn't see any bomb droppers here to bail Truant out either. Truant had to double dip Death Mountain. A bit sad. Custom caps rupees. I don't know if Custom really cares. Truant actually had to leave Death Mountain and go buy bombs at level... oh no, I was wrong. Truant is checking this push block spot. Again, trying to push every progression item for an advantage that he can. Okay, you found bombs though. Can't be mad. So now, Truant, you're going to go check Death Mountain. Center Death Mountain. It's going to be good for you.
Yeah. Custom took that whistle to go ahead and head over to get the bombs. Found a 4-pack on the ground. Had to spend another 12 rupees on that. Skipped the 2Q only bomb spot in the connector, though. And I don't know if he's going to route that back in anytime soon. So there's nothing else that we know for sure is on Death Mountain. But, you know, that could be messy if he goes ahead and he skips that.
It was 9!
That is exactly it right there. It was 9.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
How many Triforces? Here we go. All 8!
All 8!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So we need that ladder out of 2. Good. Yep. Love it.
Oh, that's a guarantee. So we've seen them all right now, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've seen every dungeon at this stage of the game.
It's pretty good.
I was like, Custom, what are you trying to do on that scroll here? And to answer a question in chat, no, Custom has actually not been into 8 yet. Custom's been poking around in some other spots. I mean, they're pretty close, but they may not. They haven't been there quite yet. Wood swords, incidentally, for Truant, which means we can start firing that bow. Pew pew.
Yeah, good for all of the polls voices. Truant very carefully walking towards 2. Custom did find 9 not too long after.
Phew, I was worried that he wasn't going to route that back in.
Well, that's an interesting level 9 spot. Do you see that? We start under the hyphen, so on the right side of level 9, right? But it's a forced path right.
Yeah, this is going to be a... you're going to be taking a stare almost immediately in that 9, I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we just get to see the fun of the Paul's voice over there with what their biggest pain is Link can screen scroll, but guess who else can? Those Paul's voice?
That's right.
Love it.
Paul's voices can also screen scroll. Whoo, TruantGamer barely getting through that blue Wizrobe room. Little does he know, that's not the ladder room. I think the ladder room was actually the 3 Wizrobe room.
It was. It's the one in the grid, yeah. And question in chat about the that spot in 9, right? It doesn't seem like it really opens that often. Opens about 35% of the time. And as a matter of fact, for all the spots that are unique to first quest or second quest, as in when you get onto a mixed overworld, you have a chance of them opening or not opening. The risk for all of them is right about 35%. They're all pretty even in terms of that. As much as it feels like that's not the case, it surprisingly is the case.
I didn't know there was even a slight difference. I thought they were all 33 or 35% thereabouts. That's interesting.
Like the trade-off with doing anything well, 2 things actually. Trade-off 1 with doing things programmatically is RNG is often not perfect. But even if it was perfect 100%, the trade-off 2 is that there's other stuff that goes on once everything's been randomized, We got to make sure that there's at least one candle stored that's behind something like a bomb wall. It can't be blocked by another item, so it has to shuffle with something. So some things have a small difference in each other, but it's not like statistically significant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Truant getting a bomb drop from that red darkness. So Truant has found a lot of bomb walls in this too, and could have been bomb blocked from this ladder. Yeah. If Truant didn't get, okay, well maybe this room could have also dropped some global bombs. Never mind. But yeah, this bomb wall, that bomb wall, ladder. I think is the grid room. Whoops, is the ladder in this room right here?
Yeah, no, it's not to the room. It's up and then it's to the left. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah. I remember there was a door, on the right. Yeah, this will be our ladder room. Come on, Truant. Do you want to clear this? Nope. Truant's making the sensible play of, I'm going to check the other 4 rooms first, because that looks like a pain in the butt. Okay, yep, cUstOm gets that free power bracelet. Now let's see if cUstOm... no, cUstOm has found every level, right?
Every level but 8. He still hasn't made his trip to 1Q6 yet.
Okay, so let's see if cUstOm goes to 1Q6 or starts cashing in that power bracelet, because cashing in that power bracelet is some... Oh, good, final enemy has the clock. Thank you. But you know what, though? That's the power of the blue ring. Truant was just disrespecting the BMOS and going straight after the... I would love to get globals on every single enemy I kill. Yeah, this must be great. Strike!
He's definitely been doing well on his luck.
Yeah. Well, I think next for Truant is the ladder room, and then it's a race to see who finds silvers. Plus, it's also a bit of a race to see, cUstOm maybe has a chance to leave the... was that a force? Yeah! A force off of a blue Wizrobe must have killed... Oh, yeah. Killing a manhandler with a bomb will increase your count like crazy, so that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So cUstOm, let's interested to see where we end up on this one here, in terms of what's going to be explored next. Because, you got like your river checks, you got a handful of other things that you need to take a peek at to potentially progress forward here. Now, I like what Truant's doing. We know that the red candle is hanging out in 7 right now, and it was not the worst in the world to get, even though we didn't actually see the Triforce out of there. But now, armed with the ladder, armed with everything you really need, and we're gonna go see this.
Well, yeah. If I'm Truant, right, I do not have the items out of 5, 6, or 7, and I don't have the Triforces out of 5, 6, or 7, and I know I need the Triforces out of 5, 6, or 7 because it is a an 8 Triforce game. So Truant is like, I'm gonna get my Triforces, and if the silvers are on my way to that Triforce, then I don't have to look. And if I do have to look, then I'll worry about it. But maybe the silvers are free. So let's clean up these last 3 dungeons and then worry about if silvers are a 9 or if I have to flute back somewhere.
Absolutely fair. And incidentally, for chat who's making some commentary about it, Truant does not know anything about any of the hints right now. Truant has not made their way to the books. There's no knowledge that the white sword is the one item. Whereas cUstOm, on the other hand, has picked up every single one of the hints, the bulk of which basically just told us that, they were ladder blocks all across the seed.
That said, Truant has the map of one due to finding a very good magic bomb wall. And Truant knows the last 3 rooms of level 1 are ladder blocked, and knows that there's a staircase item in one of those 3 rooms. So Truant probably would clean up level 1 first. So we'll probably do 5, 6, and 7. Maybe do level 1, we don't know. But it won't be a very long dig for Truant to get that white sword out of 1. I predict that even if Truant wanted to gamble silvers in 9, that Truant would probably still just... Because it's a very short dig. But it is what it is. White sword is good too. Won't be disappointed.
Oh, yeah. And even on on Truant's side, so normally I would sit back and say, gamble silvers in 9. And in the state of affairs that they're in right now, as Truant picks up a Goma blocked Triforce?
Yes, that's why I was getting excited. Goma blocked Triforce in 7, so that means, bow is required. So if you do 7 before 8, you're not gonna win. And Truant is leaving the item in 7 behind. Good play. Again, force the game to make you backtrack. So I'm predicting 6. Yep.
Is that 2 hearts in 5, by the way? We just saw a floor heart, but I feel like we got a basement heart much earlier on. Is that the heart container in 5? And that means it was, in fact, ladder blocked. How about that?
Yep. Okay, so 5 is not the answer. 6, 7. Oh, geez. Where's our silvers?
So, you know, I would say, just looking at pure numbers, the chances that silvers are available in 9, if they're not on the overworld, they're in a dungeon, is something like 20%, right? Just looking at it at a baseline pieces compared to an 8, where they average out to like 12% instead of 20, and that's because important items cannot be in 9. But you know, I would still go, if I was Truant, I'd still go back into 8 looking for them before gambling on 9. Because there was about 4 or 5 rooms in the upper corner of 8 that he just hadn't seen, and 8 is real close to 9. And I would clear those rooms before I went and dug that entire 9, especially with the book.
I think I agree. I think I didn't realize that Truant had such a small, isolated part of 8 left. So, again, so those 3 rooms in 1 and those 5 rooms in 8, check both of those and then go into 9.
Yep.
Little does Truant know that that is actually guaranteed to be the correct answer, because I think there's only 3 item checks left for us at this point. Silvers and... No.
Yeah, Silver's Red Ring and Magical Boomerang, all 3 of which we got hints that they were ladder blocked, I believe.
Yes, that's right. One of them has to be in 8, 2 of them have to be in 9. Why is cUstOm getting this raft? cUstOm, you're done your overworld.
cUstOm
didn't find 8.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to turn into cUstOm's power bracelet. Okay. I mean, nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, why aren't you going to the grave?
Yeah, that is a lot of checks. I mean, it's an open 1Q6. It's right there. You know, this isn't a bad play if you feel behind, if you feel like it might be necessary, if you feel like the seed's got jokes. It would be good. It'd be good routing earlier in the race. Yeah, there's a recorder spot in the grave. There's 2 push blocks. There's that giant open cave, the big mouth. That's 2 tiles wide. That's the correct answer today. Yeah. Although this is efficient, you get to check a raft and a power. I don't know. If you think that the raft spot is gonna be the stuff, then it pays off bigger, I guess, is what cUstOm is thinking. But it's easy to say in hindsight, right? When you have commentator knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
cUstOm's doing the investigation work over here. That means Truant's going to go and widen the gap and lead right now. Pick up that Triforce in just a moment and become eligible to enter level 9. And then we'll get to see what the choices are from Truant's side. You know, do we do 1 and 8? Do we do just one of the 2 of them? Do we go straight to 9? We're gonna go see. We're gonna go see what the entertainment is.
Imagine the guts on a straight to 9 play.
Oh.
So getting the recorder. We are not getting the recorder. I might have used the recorder to go to a dungeon because you want to enter 9 at full HP. Okay, nope. We're up Aing because we're doing 1. Yeah, so this makes sense. We've got 1 room on the right side under the hyphen and 3 rooms on the left under the V and the E. One of them will have a staircase item. Truant will only now discover that it's the white sword and then it's on the left. Good item to have for 9. Halves the number of hits Ganon takes. I don't think it's impossible for it to be yet another Wizrobe Darknut dungeon. Not mathematically impossible.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we have gone ahead and we've counted just 4 of them so far. And you know, we're not guaranteed to get 5. It's just the most. Ooh, Mags at 13. Truant is viable for Mags as well, which is going to make this white sword dig feel a little
silly. Yeah.
Well, it's going to feel like a waste of time, yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, it could have been silvers. So, there's always that. Yeah. Truant, I think, almost wasn't even going to pick it up. Yeah, well, I think Truant might be thinking Mags as well. So that's
I was going to say, the gall to assume you could get the Mags. Yeah. My goodness.
It's only 80% at this heart container count. It's possible for it to need, 14. Only happens in 1 out of 5 seeds, but it can happen. So, where is Truant now? Level 2?
He's going to 9. Yeah, he went to 2. That means he's going to go down to the connector and pop right into 9 and call it a day, I think. So we are not getting that 8 check, which...
Interesting.
I mean, there's one... If you want to look at it from the other perspective, instead of just the overall odds across the table, look at the odds within their game. I mean, we got 3 different open spots right now, and 2 of them are in 9, so what the heck, why not?
Well, the commentators know it's a 2/3 chance for 9, but Truant is missing a lot of information. Truant is missing the items in 5, 6, and 7.
Ooh, you are absolutely right, actually.
Left items in 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 2 and 9, so Truant actually has 6 item checks outstanding. That's a nasty 9, very linear. How does that even happen?
And without a book, that's where all of our segments went. But we didn't see all the other levels. With no book either. Like, this is gonna be, you have to find both items before you can leave this 9, which I guess is good for exploration. But that's gonna be a mess afterwards.
You know what though? With this Swiss cheese shape of 9 and bomb walls not opening, if you're looking for both items in 9. You're taking every staircase anyway, and because of the shape of this 9, we're not even going to check if that's Zelda. That Pactra in a ladder room is too much of a pain. I agree. I'm in a hurry. I need to know if I need silvers. I can come back later. Oh gosh, do we check this one for Zelda? No, just I'll find a compass.
Yeah,
I'm in too much of a hurry.
Go ahead and turn through this. Yeah. No problem. Over on 8. Now the question is how much is cUstOm going to dig in 8? Is this a Triforce play and get the hell out? Or what? I mean, we're going to take this down and get the bow in just a second, but is he going to try to find the other items? The question. I think maybe, because the Triforce was right near that segment he couldn't access on Truant's side, but I don't know. We'll see.
So Truant is now killing this Pactra, not for Zelda, but because he hopes the door will open. Of course the door doesn't open. When you don't want to find the princess... When you don't want to find the princess, you do find the princess. Okay, thanks, game. So now we have to go somewhere else. Yeah, at least we know. Here's a connector. Can we take this somewhere? So, it'll be really interesting to see. Because now cUstOm, has the raft. Really has everything. Except the second item in 8 and both items in 9. So... if cUstOm finds one of the 2 junk items here in 8, we'll enter 9 with full confidence, really, and pretty much every item in the game except for a couple heart containers and a potion. No runner's getting a potion this whole seed.
And I think you're spot on too. Like, that's going to be the game changer, so to speak. If it turns out that the silvers are here in 9, it's Truant's game. This is over. GG, everybody. You have a great rest of the night. That's item 1, magical boomerang, no. And if it turns out that the silvers are here in 8, and cUstOm still's got 3 Triforces to pick up, and all the time it's going to take for Truant to go through everything, so it's back to anybody's game.
That's right. Yeah. One more staircase here in 9, so it's 50-50. Ladders in 9. It was 2/3. Of course, what happens if cUstOm tries to dig the item in 8, takes too long, can't find it? So many things can happen. It's another connector.
All true. And keeping in mind, Truant, has that very small section in 8, may make a priority for that versus going into 4, or going into 5, or going into 6, or going back into 7. But I suppose we'll see.
This time that cUstOm is now spending digging this 8 is time that Truant has already spent. Another connector eliminated for Truant. Every pair of staircases eliminated brings us 1 staircase closer to the second item. There will be 14 staircases, 6 connectors, 2 items. In a sense, every connector you take reduces 2 staircases. Okay, let's do it again. No, we're not doing it again. Okay, this room was blocked from the other side. Truant couldn't bomb into it. He wants to see why. It's an old man guarding the princess. Okay, well, I bet now we take the connector. I'm wrong again.
And as Chad is pointing out, we did have a ladder block hint for the silvers, but we also did for the red ring, which are the 2 remaining items that we got right now. We know that 9 had some sort of ladder block that went ahead and brought you over to the magical boomerang. So both dungeons very, very, very equally viable. for us to be in that position right now. So our hints are not doing us any favors at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting because cUstOm did buy those hints, and then in the end, they were very exciting at first when they were. Geez, Truant is bombing every wall, and some of them are opening, some of them are not. It's been a rough 9 actually. Stair heart. I don't think that's it. That's not the item. Truant did find that heart container. Yeah, the real item in 8 is going to be in the top right corner, I believe you're saying, Neo?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be top right corner. There was, the only way to cross it was to cross over a horizontal moat room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you might want to take that potion, man. Like, I get it, but you're at risk.
Yeah. Yeah, do not die. Dying big time loss. Okay, there we go. Yep.
Tell you, Truant's making some pretty quick work on this 9.
Yeah. I wonder if Truant's heard a roar. Chat, let us know if you hear a roar. I forgot to tell you about that, but I'm listening to the restream on mute, so I can't hear the roar. We have already found the door, but if you hear the roar, let us know.
Yeah, I want to say that we did hear it. You'll forgive us with the consistent commentary from the two of us. Then it's been a little bit of coverage here, right? Yeah. So we'll see what this ends up looking like. All right, no roars yet. Confirms chats. That's good.
All right.
Didn't miss here.
Yep. Thank you, chat. We haven't explored the middle at all. It's true. All the staircases Truant has taken, trying to eliminate staircases. We haven't been able to get into the middle of 9. Interesting.
All right, cUstOm is grabbing that Triforce, and cUstOm is presumably leaving at this stage of the game. He knows he's got too many more Triforces to get.
Yeah.
However, I don't like this play, but I only do that from the commentary booth. Well, actually, to be fair, I don't like that play, period. But from the commentary booth, I absolutely don't like play red ring in 9.
It is an 8.
It is an 8, and cUstOm just left.
Oh no. So it's interesting. So when Truant did it earlier, right? Truant had 5, 6, and 7 to dig. Is now also going into 7. I hope everybody brought a snack. Okay. So when Truant had 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 8 to dig, Truant was like, I am going to check for silvers in dungeons where I don't have a Triforce. And then after getting all the Triforces, gambled 9. Now Truant had 5, 6, 7, 9 left. cUstOm, by the time he gets to 9, is only going to have 8 or 9.
That may become a mooted point soon enough, though. Truant, the red candle was not terribly deep into 7.
No.
And Truant, cUstOm is getting his Triforce though pretty quickly here. There's his Goma block. Pick that up. Get on out.
I wonder if Truant will dig 5 or 8 after this, or 6.
Now we did see cUstOm. We saw Truant run across a couple old men while we were hanging out at 9. cUstOm's gonna know what they're saying, even if Truant didn't. So at 9, there's gonna go ahead and there's gonna be 4 potential hints that they can find in 9, but only 3 old men. So you're only gonna get 3 out of those 4 hints. That's randomly chosen which one you're going to get. One of those hints will actually tell you about the silvers. The other ones tell you about the kidnaps location, the beast location, and the location of the compass. So you don't have 100% shot of actually pulling that off. Truant sees the item in 7. See you later, 7. Are we in 6 or 8?
Or 5. I don't know if Truant... Our tracker doesn't have it marked. Our Truant may have missed the floor heart in 5. Because the stair heart we found early.
Yeah, I don't think he went back in with the, or maybe
he's going to 8. So Truant has a huge bit of coverage on this 8. We as commentators have the information by now. This is literally the last item check in the whole seed that neither runner has checked. Silvers have to be here. Truant knows where the ladder block is, like you said, Neo, guarding the last 5 rooms in the top right corner. Yeah, it's more than 5 rooms.
Yeah, it's a small section though. Yeah, 5 rooms is slight hyperbole. Slight hyperbole.
Yeah. Okay, more like 7 or 8 rooms, but still, it's quite a ladder block. Yeah. Wow, what a race. Didn't expect that. So yeah, if custom now, I do like the idea of custom digging 9 here because, like you were saying, Neo, with that book, custom can either find the silvers in 9 or get a hint saying that he left them in 8. And from custom's point of view, it really is 2/3 9 because custom has 2 items in 9, 1 item in 8, and a hint that it's ladder blocked, which is useless because both items he hasn't found yet, the boomerang and the red ring, are also ladder blocked. So he knows that's non-hint. That's funny. Imagine having 3 outstanding item checks, having a hint for all of them, and your hint is they're all ladder blocked. That is actually pretty unusual.
And objectively, he's absolutely making the right call. Without any of the stuff we know about, it is absolutely the right decision over on custom side. It's just going to be the wrong decision. And there they are. We saw them there. There they are.
I mean, again, like this is definitely the best play. We only know it's wrong because Truant is ahead. You know, if Truant were a few minutes slower and Truant were still in 9 digging the second item out of 9 right now, this would be super hype, right? So
yeah,
you know, custom entering 9 with the hints, Truant looking for that red ring in 9. Yeah, we can't fault custom. We can't fault custom's routing because we as commentators have the spoiler. So.
Yep. So I mean, we're at the stage right now that in order for custom to go ahead and boot Truant from the catbird seat whatsoever, like we need to have Ganon be the trolliest, the most difficult Ganon to find, to fight. Maybe it's in a Chevy room, though. I mean, both these runners have tons of practice in a Chevy room. Ganon, so
I know Truant is very good at this game. So I mean, yeah. Oh, a connector we haven't seen yet. Could this take us into the middle? Is Ganon in the middle?
Chat seems to think so, and I think chat's right, because we've seen a lot of the edges, but we haven't really seen the middle section yet.
I agree. And we know where Zelda is. Zelda is under the number 9. And she's accessible from shutter doors on both sides. Truant has both paths to Zelda. Although she's probably very easy to reach by up-Aing from start. We cannot roar into that middle segment. How do we get in there?
That is a roar. Ganon's either right below or right above here.
And Truant didn't want to bomb north. So Truant must know, or bombs north and I missed it?
I think he might, I think he may have already been in that area to the north, or at least been there enough to know that he would have heard Ganon's roar. So I think he's at a stage where he knows where he needs to go at this point. He's got to come at that section from, 5 up in the first L column and try to make your way right.
Oh, yeah. I bet Truant can just walk straight there from here. Okay, maybe a bomb wall or 2 in the way. In the way. No!
Ooh.
What? If that doesn't bomb open,
it's a
magic stair. But what's funny is Truant's seen like every stair. This has to be the 6th and final connector of the seed. But then how do you get to the middle? No! This takes us back to Zelda. What is... Okay. I think maybe Truant knows. So Truant has been on the top row under the E and the V. I just saw his map when he paused. So you must have to go the top row and then bomb down into the second row and then head left to Ganon under the L. That's a bit of a crazy route, but I mean it's Truant's race to lose at this point.
Oh no, he has to clear this Patra to go west. That's what it is.
Oh, Custom, meanwhile, I think just found Ganon. Look what Custom is.
Yeah, he did find that area, didn't he?
Oh, my goodness.
I was so hyped up on Truant's side, I didn't even notice.
Well, it does, in fact, bomb open on this side. So, if Truant's goal is to get there from here, he can. Wow. Well, Truant is going to full map this 9, I believe. That is the entire middle section. Yep.
Hopefully you don't need any more than one more bomb.
Yeah.
There you go.
Getting a little scary.
Ganon on your left.
Okay, we're going to get in. Do we have a potion? Do we need a potion?
I don't think we need a potion. This is TruantGamer. And it's in a black room. Like, this is fine.
Good.
This
All
is
right. Nice
fine.
open room. Stun lock, stun lock. Yeah, he's doing the 2 swing technique to get the... I shouldn't have said anything. Still doesn't take damage. It's a damageless Ganon. GG.
Go. Very nice. Custom just got a hint about where the kidnapped is. They're about to get one more hint, hopefully, or if they go right. Hopefully it's the hint about the silvers, but honestly it's going to be a little too late at this stage of the game. It is pretty firmly in favor of TruantGamer at this stage.
Yeah,
Got to be something catastrophic to change that.
I see what you did there.
I see what I did there? Yeah.
Not even me jinxing it could stop it at this point. I think it's just 3 rooms north, no connector, red ring. Yeah. Wow. What an exciting race. You know, item logic, both runners being tied, that early start. So much happened. Get your GGs in chat for TruantGamer, who wins the race with a official time of, let me switch over, 1:14:33.
All right, GG Truant. Looks like we're gonna. Oh, and there's that other hint. It's the beast awaits in the northwest of the skull. Well, you know what? I think we probably already heard on custom side of the house where Ganon's gonna be at this point. Heard that roar. So realistically speaking, I don't think we saw a third old man. Maybe we did, and I just didn't remember it. But we're gonna be continuing on that hunt. We will probably find that red ring before we move on, and then once we find that, it's a question of, do we keep digging or do we just hang our hat and say, you know what?
Yeah.
It's the time has passed.
Hard fought by custom, well fought. Yeah. I mean, did a lot of stuff.
Great race from both runners.
Oh, actually, custom is close to the red ring. Go on.
Yes, we're gonna find that out real soon. And I was gonna say, well, just actually, welcome to the commentary booth, TruantGamer. GG.
Welcome.
Thank you. Wow, I was sweating that one.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. GG's. Good dig of 9. Honestly, that 9 was pretty trolly. I think. Did you find all 6 connectors in there by the end?
Sure did. I sure did.
And both item stairs. Wow. Did you? Might have even been a full map. I'm not sure because you went through the whole middle and everything. Custom, by the way, is no, that's a connector. I was going to say just about to find the red ring. Must have misremembered which staircase it was, but yeah. Custom found every item in the seed. Got the second heart out of 5. Got the book out of 6. Got the red candle out of 7. I believe you skipped those 3, right? Did you know about those?
I got both items out of 7, both items out of 5, 6.
Oh,
I was. Yeah, I was down to. I think once I had my 8 Triforces, I had all of 5. Did I have? No, I had all of 6, 7, 1 item in 8, 1 item in 1 to check in all of 9, and I wanted to go back to 1 for sure. I really did want to go back to 8. I'm like, that's a long walk in that dungeon, even though I know where the item is. And 7 was right there, so I figured I'll check 7 first. I was absolutely not going to 6. There was no chance I was going to 6 unless I had to. So I think that was from the jump, just like a face full of Wizroads. I'm like, nope, not going back.
Yeah, and that item wasn't terribly deep into 6 either. It ended up being the book, which custom had all sorts of hints. I showed on there's custom seeing the red ring, and I think that'll actually do it for custom. So you know what? Maybe I'll even save my hint commentary for when we get him into the commentary booth. Custom going ahead and forfeiting the race. So let's see if we can't get him into the booth to chat a little bit about how things went. But yeah, on that hint part, custom got all 6 hints, bought all 6 of them. 4 out of the 6, I believe, said item X is step over the water to reach item X. One of them was the heart container in 5. The silvers that ended up being 8, the magical boomerang that was a 9, and the
white sword in 1.
The white sword in 1. Yeah, those ended up being the 4 hints that we saw on his side. And he also had the white sword, knowing where the white sword actually was too. There was a direct hint for that one too. But in the end, the hints didn't end up really changing the game in any way, right? Because it's you never picked them up, and you never picked the book up, so the hints were never available.
Yeah, ladder was clearly the key to the seed. It was blocking many things, and the first room in 9 was ladder block, so you had to get it no matter what. And I mean, I guess you had to because 5 was blocked right away too. there's another dungeon that was ladder blocked, I feel like, but it was just so many things needed the ladder tonight.
Yeah.
And
that
here we
ladder
are
location
joining
is
us.
not quick.
Oh, it was not. And joining us in the booth, incidentally, is cUstOm. GG cUstOm.
Yo, GG Truant.
Hey, GG's.
Yeah, hard fought cUstOm. 20 or 30 minutes into the race, I want to tell you both. You were both doing the same things at the same time. Same routing, same speed, honestly. I mean, you got that quick start with the free wood sword in the first check. Cheap candle. Wand under the Armos, right? So you both had all those items super quick. You did the same dungeons at the same time. It was neck and neck. There's really no divergence until Death Mountain. One of you was in 2, one of you was in 4. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, it was an exciting race throughout. Oh yeah, we had a lot to talk about though. I'll let Neo go first. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say it really was great. It was true, and we had you picking up the power bracelet at the same time the custom was getting the ladder. So that was and that was a huge differentiator. And then you started pushing some push blocks, and we're like, oh no, don't push those push blocks. You need to go find 2. Go get your ladder over here. And that in the end, it helped, right? Obviously, you guys both needed to pick up that ladder. Biggest killer really on this seed was the 8 find was pretty late. cUstOm, I saw you pick up the raft off the coast, go do some raft checks just because 8 was a little bit late in your pathing compared to Truant. You got in there early and had that bow pretty early. But the second killer was you were both just a room away from where the silvers were in 8. But that horizontal moat was a kick in the butt. And on your first run in Truant, you didn't have the ladder. And cUstOm, you grabbed the Triforce and got the heck out. And we're sitting here trying to figure out if that's actually going to be worth it. Is it going to matter? Is it going to be the thing? And in the end, the item in 8 really did do it. It was a little crazy to watch.
That's how it goes sometimes, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you had enough time. Both runners had enough time to dig both items out of 9. That tells you, what kind of seed it was. It was kind of a full clear seed for both of you. Truant, you went into 9, I believe, with the items in at least 6, 7, and the silvers in 8 undiscovered. And cUstOm, you went into 9 with only the silvers in 8 undiscovered. So for you, cUstOm, it was a 2/3 chance of those silvers being in 9. Plus, you had the book to potentially let you get out earlier. Great routing for you. You did well. Truant went to 9, dug both items, left, went to 7, got the red candle, left, and then I was trying to guess, Truant, like, is he going to do 5, 6, or 8? I didn't realize Truant did have the item in 5, and Truant went to 8, and I'm like, I think that's GG. And that happened, I think, cUstOm, right at the same time you finished your Triforce and was heading into 9.
I felt behind finding 8s because you get the 2 hints that 4 and 9 were in DM, and I was like, I feel like the smart thing to do would be go to DM and find out how many Triforces I need and everything. So I cleared out the Lost Woods and stopped before screen scrolling into the grave to go to DM. And then once I was done with DM, I still needed 8. And then I went and did all the recorder checks that I missed, all the PV checks I missed. Like you said, I got the raft and did the raft checks. So by the time I got to 8, I was like, oh, this was right here. And I felt behind. So I was like, if I come across, I knew the bow was in there at that point. But I was like, hopefully I come across either the silvers or the other item, because once I find the Triforce, I'm leaving.
Right. And yeah, that makes sense. I agree with your routing. Oh, yeah, also, good job picking up mags, by the way. It was funny, actually. Truant made a play for mags at the exact same time you made a play for the white sword. And Truant failed to pick up the mags with a 40% chance. You went back later and got it. Pretty good. But I thought that was funny that both players were going for a known sword at the same time, and it was a different sword. I was actually about an hour in. Yeah. Truant, I mean, was I wrong? Like, how did you feel about your odds going into 9 at the time you did?
Yeah, I think it was 20% chance. Hold on. It was low. I know I had a low percent chance of the 2 items, but in that instance, I didn't want to dig 6 and 7. I was hoping I would at least get information out of 9. If I got the book, that would have been great, because then I would have got more information. But at the very least, I figured I'd find Zelda and Ganon, and then I saw the map and said, I bet Ganon's in the middle, and I'm not going to get there. And ended up being that stupid patcher at the beginning that got you in there. I think that was the only way, unless there was another bomb hole I missed, but I'm pretty sure that was the only way to get in. But once I got all the information out of there, that's when I was a little panicky. Really, I was panicky more around, you hate finding level 9 and seeing it takes all 8 Triforces when you're that far in, and you're like, oh no, I should be further along at this point. And worked out, obviously, but it was definitely, from the moment I saw 9, I think somewhere around like 45 minutes in, I was like sweating it.
I mean, the ladder forced enough double dips that I guess it was okay this time. I mean, you're right. I definitely don't blame you for feeling behind when you see 8 Triforces and 9 at like, what, 45 or 50 minutes in. It was pretty late when neither of you found 9 quick. It was you both found 9 fairly close to each other within minutes. But yeah, I don't blame you for feeling behind, but in this seed it actually worked out. It was okay.
And I had enough items left on the board that I knew all I needed was silvers and ladder, but I knew ladder had to be, I think all I had left there to find was 2, so I knew it had to be in 2, or I was going back to, I think 6 was on my plate, but hoping it was 2, ended up being 2. I'm actually more mad at myself because of the odds telling us that one spot above the, like, up and above 9 at the top of the staircase is double chance, like double percentage of every other screen to have a dungeon, I believe, like 22% chance. And I knew I had dungeons left, and I checked the rest of Death Mountain. I should have went there first. It didn't get me anything, but I would have went to 2 sooner.
I didn't know that. There's a spot on the overworld that has a double chance of being a dungeon. Huh.
There's a little more to it than that. I'm definitely not explaining it right, but from doing the math checks, it ends up being slightly higher than every other spot. In whatever the circumstances. Like I said, I'm definitely not explaining it right, but I had so few spots left that the odds told me I should have went there, and I just didn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, cUstOm, there's not going to be another race for you, but still, I said before the race even started, GG to both runners. Second round in the Hyrule bracket is one heck of a brag, really. Probably doesn't feel good to, lose and go home, but how do you feel about the tournament, cUstOm, and what you've accomplished so far?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the flags for the most part. Some of the randomness of Random Force was a little triggering sometimes, but overall I really enjoyed the flag set. I'm happy with how I played. I wanted to make brackets and not be one and done, so I accomplished that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing the game, and I'll be back for the next one.
Nice, good goal. Yeah. And you, Truant, I haven't checked the ladder, but there will be more tournament for you, definitely. Looking forward to it?
Oh, absolutely. I know one of the 2 people that I would face off against is Chess Jerk, and we always have great matchups, so I'm looking forward to if it ends up being him. Otherwise, I'm blanking right now on who else is the
Dig Shake. It's
Dig Shake.
The outcome of Chess Jerk and Dig Shake, yeah.
It's been a long time since I've raced Dig Shake, so either way, it'd be fun.
Wow, that's actually 2 big matchups. Like Chess Jerk, Dig Shake, and then winner of that versus Truant. Wow. And that's not quarterfinals, not yet. So that will only be semifinals. That's incredible. That just shows to show you how deep this Hyrule bracket is this time. Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of great runners left in the bracket. A bunch of great runners went into the bracket. A bunch of great ones left, and everybody has really earned their spot here. So It's going to make for a bunch of exciting games going forward. And speaking of which, for everybody who's hanging around, in about 13-ish minutes, we're going to have another race up and running over on, I think it's SpeedGaming 3, but I suppose we'll find out in a moment. But on one of the other SpeedGaming channels, and that is going to be... You see, I say this, I had it up on the screen a moment ago, but then I clicked away. I have to go bring it back. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get Drewis versus Jay Coper, and that's actually going to be following this one immediately. So, oh my goodness, I think I'll actually take that as our marker. We need to close this one out.
I think so too.
Truant, custom, any last words that you want to add?
Thank you for the restream. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Neil, for doing commentary, and thank you, Malakir, for tracking. Yeah.
Absolutely, and you know, exact same thing. Catastrophe, this was great. Our first time doing this. Got a nice chance to catch up beforehand too. Malakir, awesome. You know, and SpeedGaming, thank you for putting this on, and everybody out there, thank you for coming along and actually watching this. This means a whole bunch to the community right now that you have the opportunity to go and watch. By the way, we also, while we do have one more race coming up later today, we have tons of races coming up in the future. And we're always looking for more people to come along and do things like track, comment, etc. Out of everyone who showed up today, there are some names I've never seen before, and that tells me that there's more people in the community who are interested in Z1R than just those who are hanging out on our Discord and running the races over here in the tournament. So if you are new to the community and you haven't really gotten involved, take a look over there. That'll give you some more information about the 2025 tournament chat. It'll also give you a link to our wiki, which will give you another link that will give you information you need to come and join the community in Discord, have a great time with us, and even go so far as to learn how to do commentary and tracking so we can get even more of these on the air in the future. With that being said, I think we'll say, everybody, GG's. Thank you so much for coming by. You all have a wonderful rest of the evening.
Good night.